guys, how's it going? So we're starting down here at the garden center today with the trailer because they just received a load of plants and 50 of those plants that were on that load are ours. So we're gonna grab those, take them home, and then I will share the project that we have in store for these specific plants. I'm excited. We parked right by the back alley, a little bit easier to get in and out. Oh, see, I kind of want to sneak one of these onto the trailer as well. Little forest pansy redbud multi-trunk. So pretty. Oh, so many beautiful things, you guys. Okay, good. There's a forklift back here. Here we go. These pallets right here, these green tower boxwoods, they're all coming home with me. And aren't they gorgeous? They grow about 2 feet wide and 9 feet tall. So a perfect plant to create a green wall. Gotta move these 2 loose ones. Hopefully it doesn't die on me mid-trip to the truck. That has happened to me before, right out in the middle of the street once. Oh my goodness, with the wind this spring. We got all the boxwoods loaded up plus 1 red obelisk beech, which is right here. I've got the perfect spot for another one of these. We have one on the west side, but we've got to have one out in the south garden too. All right, Aaron, what do you think? Do you think you can go slow enough to where they don't?
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Are you sure?
We'll find out.
Oh my gosh, well this is what makes me nervous. It's just wide open back here. What if I just got a single string?
Yeah.
This ought to do it. Hold down our whole load, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'll hold them in,
Yeah.
for sure. I cut way too long of a piece. I was in there thinking to myself, what would be worse than cutting too short of a piece? Not a lot. So I cut it really long. All right, got them all tied in. Wish us luck. We're gonna be going very slow on just some back neighborhood roads, so should be all right. We're really close to home.
That fence piece has seen better days.
Yes, yes it has. It's all duct taped. Oh well. Our wind can be so fierce. They have come to join this other lot, all the same variety, and they made it. We live in a really tiny town, so taking the back roads, like through the neighborhoods, you can go really slow. So I'm thankful. I don't think they even budged.
No.
They watered them down at the garden center right after they received them, so they're nice and heavy.
There's like twice as much weight in the can as there is up top.
Yeah, they're so nice. And this is what we're gonna do, you guys, right here. We are going to plant a green wall right along this fence line. And we're going to, because these want to get 9 feet, how tall do you want to let them get? About where the maple canopy is?
Yeah, we might even trim these up just a little bit more and just get them, 5-6 feet tall.
Yeah, I think that would be so pretty right here. And it's not that our view is bad. Our neighbors do an excellent job keeping up their grass over there. It's always tidy and clean. But having a nice green wall right here, I think is going to be beautiful. Yeah. And in the winter too. I think that will be such a help over here because, these will lose their leaves and the next mention of an evergreen happens in the flower beds down there. So anyway, I think it's going to be a really good look along this fence line, but it's going to be a bit of a process. We do need to rake all of the gravel away from the planting area. We need to aug all the holes, biotone, get all of them planted. So it's going to probably be a multi-day, I'm guessing, project. It's so funny because what did I bring home, like 18?
I don't know.
And I was like, that'll get us a good portion of the way. we got to doing the math on how long this fence line is and how wide these get, and it wasn't quite adding up. So we had to order 50 more. And what's your plan for the hay racks? Because that's kind of your...
We can just do them again. I asked your mom
Yeah.
what she thought about the hay racks, because there'll be water that drips down from above. And she said that you guys have had hay racks at Andrews for like 20 years.
Yep.
Right above Boxwoods. She was like, worked for us.
It was funny too because the growth rate on the ones right below the baskets were always way more than the ones that were apart, because there was space in between their hay racks, like I don't know how many feet, 6 feet between hay racks, and the water that was dripping from those a lot of times had fertilizer in it, so the boxwoods right below them were always very productive. I'll also show you where that beech tree is going, and maybe we can get that planted while the beginnings of this project's going on. Did you see I snuck another tree in here, Aaron?
Yes, I did.
You did? You were in the truck when I did that.
I love me a beech.
That is a red obelisk beech, grows 35 by 12.
What would your mom call that?
Don't sass her. She watches these videos, Aaron, and you're gonna get a text message from her. I used to say obelisk, obelisk,
Obelisk.
obelisk instead of obelisk. I used to say it too.
Where's it going?
I'll show you.
Okay.
We're not far. It's going to be along the grass path here leading to the cut flower garden. Well, that was handy. 35 by 12.
Okay.
So the spread is not very big, which is exactly why I wanted it for this spot. Oftentimes you want a little vertical interest, but to find something that you can tuck in without it getting massive and still give you that vertical accent can be difficult sometimes. So we just recently planted some chocolate decadence baptisia, and I figured that I would want something red right in here, right in between those tulips, if you don't mind, Aaron. Oh yes, yes, that is exactly what we needed here. Look at that.
Yeah, that's great.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of green going on. We also have got some good blue. Did you see all the new growth on this?
Yeah, look at that.
Oh my word. And it's so soft. It's the only time in its life that a spruce is soft.
Is this cat's meow?
Yes.
Just, you plant it everywhere?
I do. I do.
Well,
I love it.
It's a good plant.
It is a good plant. What about the Artemisia? It's pretty right
No,
there.
just blah.
How about the lemony lace elderberry?
Yeah, that's good.
Isn't that awesome?
And the pine back there that has
Yeah, the growth
given
candles.
us the finger.
Yes. Those lemony lace, boy, you put them in the sun and they will look like they are just a shining beacon. Maybe I'll go grab a shovel and some biotone, at least get this beech in. That way I feel like we're getting some distance into a planting project today. Well, there we go. First part of the project done. I love having this tree here. Sometimes when you add just that one thing that kind of brings it all together, that's this tree for me, for this area. My goodness. It kind of makes me want to put one here and one over there, like a little trio, kind of mirroring the trio of birches. And we could go on and on and on out here like that. Okay, so now we're going to tackle the boxwood project, and I think even though the boxwoods are clearly not their full size at this point, and they'll be even shorter once we get them in the ground, I think it's still going to be an improvement, and it will look really pretty from day one, having those boxwoods right there. So let's get after it. After I pull this big weed that's been masquerading as a Veronica. I don't think so. Gah. All right, guys, I wanted to stop and give you a little update on how it's going. We decided to plant the boxwoods on either side of the trees first. So that's 6 of them, just to see how close we could get to the trees safely. And I know that these trunks are going to get much wider. So we ended up with about 4 feet from the center of each one of those boxwoods that flank the tree trunk. And then of course the ones that are in between are much closer because they do only get 2 feet wide. So you can see here we've got 4 feet from the center of this one to the center of this one, and it's the same on that one and on this one, knowing that that tree trunk will widen out. And then it's roughly 18 inches because we want it to be a wall. So we want them to intermingle a bit. So roughly 18 inches between each of the other boxwoods. And we surprisingly, I saved the root. We surprisingly ran into very few roots. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is, right here. This is the biggest root we ran into, the only one of substance really. So I don't know where the roots of these trees are. They must just go straight down. I was thinking in the beginning that we were going to have to space them much further than we ended up needing to, just because it was pretty easy digging. And that was from this tree right here that we ran into it. It was on, I think, the left side here. But I think this is just going to be such a beautiful wall of green right here, and in the winter time as well. Once you go this way a bit, we do have the green arrow, a weeping Alaskan cedar, which will get like 45, but only about 4 feet wide, which is the perfect thing to tuck in kind of behind this menagerie of things. We've got all kinds of stuff we're working around here. The sewer right there, we keep a wide ring around that. There's also something over here. There's another lid. There's an electrical box here. There's a pedestal. Yeah, so this area we have to be very careful. We know where everything's at. We've had it located. Well, and we were the ones who put it in. So we were here for the whole process of where everything's at and what we need to watch out for. But in this space, we would like to have an evergreen, like a real big one, but we're gonna have to start small here because we just can't dig like a great big hole in this space. But I think having this green wall over here is going to help tremendously in the wintertime. And what zone are these? The green tower again, zone 5 through 9, so we should be good there. Moderate growing, partial to full sun, which they will get right here for sure. And boxwoods are fairly versatile in terms of light requirements. We find that they do equally as well in the sun as they do in the shade. The other thing we need to decide on is whether or not we want to mulch this, kind of like a flower bed, in which case I feel like we need to have some sort of a brick border to keep the gravel out of the mulch, or if we should just push the gravel right back underneath all of this. The trees have done fine. It would be a very tidy look to do it that way, so I don't know, we haven't decided on that yet. So the last bit is just to get these all on the ground. So here we go. Guys, they are all in. Paul and Aaron basically planted all of them. I think I did six, right?
Yeah.
Look at this hedge though. It's gonna be such a beautiful wall.
9 feet tall.
Yeah.
That is so weird. 2 by 9.
Now, what do we talk about? Maybe leaving them 6 feet-ish?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking...
You're 6 feet. You mind standing there?
Yeah, I'm thinking just tall enough maybe to cover this.
Oh, okay.
You know, so if they're like 5 to 6 feet tall in the end, that's
so
probably
it'll be a
about
wall right in here, basically just to cover both of our white fences and just be that nice evergreen backdrop. And I love that they're glossy They're very glossy green, so I think they just kind of brighten things up over here.
Did you explain this is maybe not a boxwood that you like recommend to
Well,
people?
maybe not right by your front door.
Yeah, because it's the stinky kind.
What is that? Buxus macrophylla. So the type that when it's in bloom, so it's not a long time, it's a fairly short time, it has a little bit of a smell. Some people like it.
Ooh, that's
I know.
bizarre. Well, you know, this is far enough away from our house.
Yeah.
And the smell doesn't bother me that bad.
Well, they don't smell now, they're not in bloom.
It's also kind of a unique boxwood. Like there aren't that many boxwoods that get tall like that.
Right. I mean, green
So-
tower like these, Graham Blandy.
Really?
Yeah, there might be, I don't know, some others. But anyway, I think they're just absolutely perfect in here.
We ran 2 lines of the drip
You can actually see
tubing.
it right here.
There was already drip over here, so we just tied in here, and then I tied in here. Mm-hmm. Whoop, and yeah, it just goes around.
So 2 rows of drip. Just at least for this year, we might pull one of the rows next year,
I'll
depending
come
on how
in.
they're doing.
I'll come in later and put a T in here and do a little bit of drip around each tree as
Around
well.
the front of it.
Yeah.
I think it looks so nice. And I think it looks nice too to have gravel around them as opposed to mulch.
Yeah, I think that was a good
Pedro
call.
is planning on coming in with the brick border right around this flower bed, so it'll just kind of end over here. So anyway, guys, that is it for this project. The Green Tower Boxwoods and the Red Obelisk Beech, which is looking really great over there. I'm loving it. It's so fun to see like big projects like this come together. And this was sort of a whim project for us this spring.
Yeah.
Were we just walking around at the garden center and
I
decided
think so.
like
We just saw them.
and thought, let's do it.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still gonna want to do the hay racks here?
I don't know.
We
I think it might make it look super congested.
it might.
Yeah.
You know, there was sort of a mix-up. We normally put our 2025, like the proven winners 2025, well, whatever the next year's annuals are.
Uh-huh.
This year's a little bit different for 2 reasons. One, there was kind of a mix-up and we didn't get them. They're getting them to us like within the next week or 2.
We can't even talk about them until when.
But yeah, we can't.
Yeah.
They have this new thing where we're not allowed to talk about it until July 1st, I think. So there's not like a I don't know.
A rush to get
There's
the hay
no
racks
rush
out.
to do it, and I mean, it's nice to get your hands on new varieties early and to try them out, because then you've got experience with them and you can say whether something was.
But not
know.
when you have to kind of hide them.
Yeah, it's a pain to have to hide it.
Hey, baby.
Watch me. Watch me.
I'm watching you. You climbing? Yeah. Okay. Ooh, very nice. Good job, babe. Woohoo!
You're a climber. Yeah.
So we'll figure out something else for the 2025 annuals, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll go in with the hay racks. I don't know. We're taking a relaxed approach this year. We might just pop those 2025s around in the landscape, different little spots to try them out. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.